welcome everyone again. On behalf of ReDI School, I would like to welcome all of you for our demo day for fall 2022. My name is Vanessa. I'm also a student here at ReDI, taking the basic infrastructure. I won't be alone, as you can see. I have my beautiful Patty here with me to share this panel with. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vanessa. Hello, everyone. My name is Parry. I'm so happy to see all of you here and also those of you watching us online in live streaming. So, to start the event, I would like to invite the Educational Director of ReDI School on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Takuya.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you. How are you? All right. Cool. I want to show something else. Just a second. Hey, technician, can you show the slide? All right. Okay. Welcome to the demo day for 22 of ReDI School NRW. And my name is Takuya. I'm the educational director of this school branch. So ReDI School is the non-profit IT school to offer the cost-free education to migrants and refugees. And we are collaborating with a lot of business and to connect everybody to the job market in Germany. And I'm so proud that this community is really growing a lot now. And this semester, the fall 22, we are actually operating in NRW 3 programs. And we taught more than 200 students. And I see a lot of them today, so happy. And on top of it, in a school in Duisburg-Marxloh, we are teaching also IT, and we reached more than 500 pupils, which is great. And it is only possible because we have amazing teachers. And we have a lot of teachers today here. And in total, we counted that we have 103 great teachers. You know, like after your work hours, you dedicated your time to thrive our students and teach the IT skills. I'm really thankful for that. Thank you so much. And thank you. And with your effort, we could offer 11 tech courses and 3 additional courses for the computer basics. I'm super happy for this. And it is possible because we have great partners. And especially for Microsoft, thank you so much for offering this amazing location today in Cologne. And Accenture, thank you so much for offering this great live streaming equipment and options so that our students living far away and also other audience, they can watch the scene at home. And they are the great partners from the beginning of the ReDI School NRW chapter. And we are so excited that we have Henkel from the next semester to join to collaborate with the IT experts. And Mitsubishi Electric, thank you so much for offering the amazing IoT course and also hosting the demo day last time. Thank you so much. And on top of it, we have more programs, and we have like companies such as L'Oréal, Chanel Foundation, Digico, Rothschild, that they offer, the support for the Digital Women program. And for the kids and youth, we have Klöckner, Amazon, Weisheim Stiftung, Trivago, and Haniel Stiftung that they offer the support for the Duisburg-Marxloh program. And I also really want to thank you, Stepstone, that they offer the company visit and also the career workshop to our students at their amazing headquarters in Düsseldorf. And we have more company partners and also the public sectors. And I'm super impressed that we now make this great synergy of public and private sectors we work together on the common purpose. And thank you so much for that. Thank you. And for today's theme, please take many pictures, many videos maybe, and share it on our Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And maybe you want to study again, or please do study. Or you want to teach with us, and please follow our QR code. And we have the mentorship program and also the job matching platform on top of it. Please follow us. Thank you so much. Then now hand it back to Vanessa. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Takuya. As you may not know, ReDI School offers a lot of soft skills and jobs platform. For more information, I would like to ask Yanis to come on stage. Please welcome Yanis.
Thank you, Vanessa. I would need the slides again. So I'm here today to present the Talent Success Team, or to represent the Talent Success Team. At ReDI, we do not only want to provide tech training, but we also want to provide a community on which our students can rely on. And in the end, it's all about enabling the students to enter the job market and to start their career in tech. So we provide that by providing workshops, by creating other activities together with our partners. Congratulations to all of you on your achievements, and I'm very happy that you reached this point at this evening. So congratulations from the Talent Success Team. My name is Yanis, and I joined ReDI quite recently as a career partnerships manager. So I'm directly responsible for all the corporate partnerships. I want to start today by sharing a short story with you. I want to introduce to you the power duo of Sebastian and Mesut. Mesut arrived in Germany in 2019, and he had to flee his home country and come to Germany and live in a shared accommodation here in NRW. He was one of the first students that joined ReDI NRW in 2020. And by joining the courses of ReDI, Mesut was able to take control of his life again and to build himself a future and to train for his future. Here at ReDI, Mesut met Sebastian. Both of them met at ReDI Connect, which is our mentorship platform. ReDI Connect enables industry experts to sign up, create a profile, and to connect with our students. At the same time, it allows our students to sign up, create a profile, and connect with industry experts. And often on the way into your career, it's very important to have that kind of support. Mesut and Sebastian met on a regular basis after connecting, and they did not only connect to support each other, or Sebastian did not only meet with Mesut to support him in his technical aspects, but also they connected with each other, and they found more commonalities than differences, because the age difference or maybe the cultural background did not keep them from sharing their commonalities, such as having an interest for good food or being interested in politics and having a passion for tech. That's why for us, role models are those that really support each other, take the hand and guide another person into the career or into the world here in Germany. So I'm here today to present the Talent Success Program, and I want to encourage you to take these 2 steps in order to start your career in Germany. First, I would encourage you to sign up for ReDI Connect. I placed flyers onto the chairs, so there's a QR code. You can scan it there or you can scan it here, and you can sign up for the platform and connect either with a mentor, or if you want to connect with a mentee, you're also very welcome to join the platform as an industry expert. Second of all, we're having a job fair in February. During this job fair, we invite and encourage partners to join, especially if they offer entry-level positions. So to all of you, make sure that you sign up for the job fair, register now, and come to the event and present yourself. There's nothing to be afraid of, and I'm very happy to be welcoming you there. To all the partners that might be here today during this event, Also for you, this invitation is valid. You will have a different QR code, but if you have questions, just reach out. So, are you ready? If you have questions regarding the mentorship program, feel free to reach out to Hadir. She's leading our mentorship activities. And if you have questions regarding the job fair, reach out to Paulina. She's responsible for the job integration. Paulina is on holidays at the moment, but we will answer the questions which come to the career address. So thank you very much, and I will hand over. Is Sebastian here? Please give a round of applause for Sebastian. I did not meet you before. I almost forgot. Mesut could not make it today because he found a job, actually, thanks to the support also of Sebastian. So a big round of applause to you, Sebastian.
Thank you so much, Yanis. Thank you so much. That was very inspiring. Thank you. So for the next step, we will have a very small panel discussion. And for that, I would like to invite our Haley from ReDI School and one of our corporate partners. Welcome on the stage.
Ellie, nice to meet you.
Okay. Okay, great. Welcome, Christoph. Really happy to have you here today. So, Christoph is the regional office lead for Microsoft Cologne. Would you like to introduce yourself a bit?
Yes, I would like to do that. So first of all, warm welcome to you all here in the room, to the regional office of Microsoft here in Cologne. I do not know who's here for the first time. Maybe you can lift your hands if you are the first time in the Microsoft building. That's awesome. So for that reason, warm welcome again, and great to have you here. It's always great to have such an audience here, talented people who would like to learn more. And as you might know, we have a quote, or our mission is to empower every person and every organization in the world to achieve more. And that's why you are here, that's why I am here, and glad to have that conversation with you.
Great, thank you. So that was a great introduction. And I kind of want to introduce that we'll also be having a bit of discussion with the students. So think of some questions. But first, Christoph. So you've been working at Microsoft for an impressive 17 years. Would you like to give some advice on your growth? And in addition, it'd be interesting to hear about the tech growth that you've seen in your different roles.
17 years is quite a long time. And I started at Microsoft in 2005, and I couldn't imagine that I will stay for such a long time at this company. But it's always great to work for such a great company. And yeah, I've started my career, or the first contact that I have with a computer was in 1984. I do not know, and I know that many of you were not born in that time. So it was a Commodore 64. I do not know if you know that model, but that was the first time and the first impression for myself to learn more regarding technology. So I have started in developing code with BASIC and Turbo Pascal and several other languages which are not on the market anymore. But you see that that technology could break down barriers, and that's the reason why I like your quote here as well, using tech to break down barriers and to connect the leaders of tomorrow. That's what I can tell you. That's exactly what our mission is, to break down barriers, to bring together countries, to bring together different cultures. And I had a conversation with the guys here from the ReDI School, and they told me 31 countries are organized in that ReDI School, and 32? Oh, sorry, 32, and it's quite an impressive number, and that's the reason why technology could break down these barriers, and I really like that. So I've started, as already told you, in 2005 at Microsoft. Before that, I worked 5 years for IBM in different roles. I learned during that time that developing code, that doing projects in the IT is really an amazing task, because technology is evolving so fast and you can learn every day. And that's what I recommend to you as well. Learn as much as you can. And the possibilities on the market and the possibilities in career development are almost limitless. So for that reason, I think it's a really huge benefit for you all to learn and to try new things, to be innovative, yeah, that's what I can recommend to you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the insights and sharing your mission. It's very inspiring to hear. So I'd like to ask one more question before we give it to the students to ask you some more. I think everybody would like to hear what kind of advice you would have liked to hear when you first started. So just whenever you graduated or finished your studies, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Yeah. So I have a master degree in aeronautic engineering. So I've done this study at the university in Munich. It was in 1990. And after that, I did a master degree as well in economics. And for that reason, or during this time, I was really convinced that IT and to doing IT projects is really a great idea for myself, and that's the reason why I invested a lot of time in teaching myself, try new things, and that's what I would like to recommend to you as well, is be innovative, try new things, use what's on the market. As you might know, Microsoft is one of the largest supporters of open source technologies right now, which is pretty new since some years. Yeah, that's what I expect from you, which I will recommend to you as well.
Okay, great. So I'll give the stage to you to call on some students. If they have any questions, if you can raise your hand, and then I'll just come over and give you the microphone. Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
Oh,
Yeah, it's one hand.
Oh, okay. Here. So. Great. Yes. Introduce yourself first.
Hello, my name is Sally. I would like to ask a question. I want to know how possible it is for people who are not in the field of IT. For example, I started out with being working as a PR or public relations officer in a diagnostic center, and then I moved to being a radio presenter, and then the banking sector, and now English and media. And now I just took the infrastructure basics course because I wanted to go into IT. So how can we compete realistically with people who have background in the maybe the tech field? How do we compete with them realistically when we don't have the experience or the background to back us up? And we know that these days companies always go for people, prefer to go for people who have a background. So how do we do that?
Yeah, okay, that's a great question. So here in Cologne we have more than 500 employees for this office, and Microsoft Germany has about 2,800 people. And not all of them are IT professionals. For example, if you want to doing sales or you want to do support, you do not have to be an experienced professional. You have to be good in your job. You have to know how the industry is working, how processes are working. Maybe in the medical sector or in the public sector. Most of those guys who are working for Microsoft are not IT professionals, but they know how the industry is working, and how special branches are working. And that's exactly the profiles what we are looking right now for, because Microsoft is entering a new market, because we want to be an industry player. And therefore, we have to understand typical processes in the industry space. And I invite you to be really open, and maybe we can have a talk afterwards, because I think the chance of getting into the IT sector as well is possible in any ways. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Because what I'm asking is because most times in the interview phase, we don't get to go to the second or third stage because of this barrier. But thank you very much. I would be willing to talk to you after now.
Thank you, and welcome.
Okay, great. Thank you. We have time for one more question. Okay, great.
Yeah, thank you for your talks. Let me just say that I'm opportune to have acquired some certification from Microsoft. It's an honor, and I give it to you that people are doing very good. Now, I want to ask a question concerning people that are new in this country, that are skilled, they know what they are doing. And what is their chances of getting employed in your company when they do not know the language, the German language? Because most of the times, when we go for the interview, and they notice that, yes, you are qualified for this job, but the next thing you hear is, what's your language qualification? Yeah. And once you don't have it, you are not employed. It has really discouraged a lot of people. So I want to know your stand on this. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. That's a great question as well. And the language culture in Germany has changed as well. So when you see our board level here in Germany, we have a complete mix of different languages. We have some Italians, we have some from the US, from UK, so from different countries, and therefore our basic language right now is English. So this is completely changed. Sometimes it's even more difficult to have a conversations with our customers in Germany, because they believe, or sometimes they're a little bit shy, to switch to a different language, but we have to get used to that. And so practicing it's always the best method to get used to that. So try as much as you can, do your certifications, and try to learn German. That's exactly a recommendation what I can give to you, but it's not hindering us right now from employing people from different countries which are not capable to speak German right now. Yeah?
Okay, so I should learn German.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Christoph.
Thank you. It was great to have you. Yeah.
It was great to have you.
Thank you.
Well. Thanks. Okay, thank you. So now I would like to call to the stage Jamal and Saeed. Yep, there you go.
Hi.
Maybe we wait a second, or I'll continue. Okay. Okay, so welcome. First, I would like to start with Jamal. I'd like to hear about your experience, and you can introduce yourself a bit over how it's been for you at ReDI School for the last 2 semesters.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Jamal. I'm a data scientist and a data science student. I'm doing my master's now. So I am a refugee. I spent 3 weeks on the road between my home coming here. I was on a boat that sank in the Mediterranean, and I walked many miles. I took a taxi. I took a bus and crossed many borders to come here. Many people think that this is the hardest part in the journey of a refugee or an immigrant. Rightfully so, but in my humble opinion and my experience, this is no way near the hardest part. I spent 18 months waiting for the bureaucratic process to be able to do something productive. And this is, in my opinion, is the hardest part. This is the silent killer. This is the hardest part for any person, and especially for ambitious people. Ambitious people like me, like Saeed, like Haley, like everyone in this room. So after 5 years with hard-earned successes that I had, I decided that I want to try my best to take people out of this black, deep rabbit hole. But I couldn't do this alone, and this is why I joined ReDI School. Since I joined ReDI School 2 semesters ago, it's been, I think, the best decision I made in my life. It's been so inspiring. I thought I'm coming here to teach, but I've been taught and I've been inspired. Firstly, by the women of ReDI School, who get told all the time by society that tech is for men, tech is for not for them. However, they exceed expectations and excel whenever given the chance. To refugees like me, to immigrants, and of course, to everyone who has been dealt different cards in life, regardless of race, gender, and where they come from. So my small message to everyone who has some knowledge that they can offer, please join ReDI School and change your life and change the life of others. Thank you.
Yeah, wow. Thank you for that. It was really inspiring to hear your experience, and we're really happy that you're also enjoying ReDI School as much as we're enjoying having you as a teacher. So now I'd like to pass it to Saeed, and he can share his journey. If you would like to stand. Yeah, there's the PowerPoint.
Thanks for having me. My name is Saeed Abdul Rahman Hashimi, and I'm from Afghanistan. And I'm also a refugee, same as Jamal. I am actually, I work with Accenture as a cloud migration and implementation senior analyst. Oops, I think oops, it's a bit far. Sorry. I was a former ReDI student. And oops, what's happening? Oops, it's reverse. I have a master's degree in computer science, and I was a ReDI student in 2021 and 2022. I did infrastructure and cloud computing courses with ReDI, and my hobbies are learning new things, watching movies, and football. I moved to Germany in 2021, and while moving to a new country in a new society with new language, it's a bit difficult to adapt. So yeah, I faced a little bit difficulties and struggles. I didn't know my way, how to start and where to go. I was applying a lot for a job, but I was always getting rejections. But I said to myself, it's okay, I'll never give up. I was trying hard. Then one day I found ReDI. I saw some interesting courses that ReDI was offering, and one of my favorite was cloud computing, and then I applied, and luckily I have been selected. I did infrastructure, cloud computing, and IoT courses with ReDI, and I learned new things, and it also strengthened my knowledge that I had previously. We had great career workshops about the German job market, about how to tune up LinkedIn profile and our CV. And we had an opportunity to have great mentors, and I also had a chance to be a teacher assistant with ReDI, which really helped me tune up my CV. And yeah, it was also a great opportunity for me to have a good network inside Accenture, at Microsoft, Olivier, Frank, and a lot of connections now. So for me, it was a game changer while joining ReDI, and I got some certificates which I put in my CV, and especially teacher assistant and cloud computing. And the other good thing that ReDI provide us, it was a free voucher to take cloud computing, Microsoft Azure Fundamental exam, and luckily I got it and I passed the exam, so it also boosted up my CV. So all the credit goes to ReDI, and a big thank you. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Said, for sharing that with us. I just have a few questions.
Yeah, sure.
So, I heard that, ReDI School had made a big difference in helping with you in your next steps for the career, but maybe I can ask the specifics. So what do you think made the most difference?
Actually, as I said, that the career workshops that they helped us, actually I didn't know about German job market. So we had a great workshop about that, and we had a great workshop about how to tune up your LinkedIn profile. And the certificates that I got, and I put it in my CV, it really boosted up my CV and the certificate that I got, and teacher assistant, so they really helped me. And the networks that I said, and with ReDI, I knew Marcus from Accenture. As I said, I was getting rejection. There are some companies or systems that they have automation HR process. They just see your CV and you never know, and you will get rejections. So I knew Marcus. When I applied with Accenture, I texted him, hey Marcus, I applied for this position, just make sure HR gets my CV. And he assured me, and he said, yes, HR now get your CV. Then I have been shortlisted. And then I had my first interview with HR, then technical, then the third interview. So yeah, that's why I get now with Accenture.
Yeah, that's great. That brings me to my next question, because we did hear about your interview, and Marcus was extremely impressed.
Yep.
He said you did such a great job displaying your skills, and they were extremely happy to have you. Maybe you could give some tips for students that are about to start applying for jobs and interviewing, how to nail the interview.
As I said, it's not easy to get job. Sometimes you get it quick, sometimes it takes time, especially for the students. So my advice is that never give up, try your best, study hard, and do certificates, boost your CV, and make sure, as I said, to be shortlisted for the interview, then go with the full preparation, and you will get it.
Great, thank you very much. I'd like to now open the mic for Jamal, if you have a question for Saeed.
I do actually. First of all, inspiring story. I mean, that's what I said. I get inspired by students. I have a question for you. I teach an introductory course, and I want to hear your advice for students who just started with tech and know nothing and are overwhelmed.
As I said, students must never give up, and they try their best. And as a startup, they have to focus on their studies first, get something inside their mind, and have a good preparation, as I said, for the interviews. I mean, for example, if you have a technical interview, just read the job description very well and try to prepare questions by yourself and be prepared for that. And yeah, you will get it.
Good advice. Great. Thank you very much. So I'd like to ask Jamal a question now. So ReDI School NRV is mostly remote. So I would like to ask, what suggestions would you give to future teachers in engaging students in an online platform?
Great question. So this is my second semester. In the first semester, I must admit, I struggled with that. But I went home, I did some research, I asked some teachers, some expert teachers, and I found out that the base of the problem is that students are scared. They are scared, they are overwhelmed, they're basically scared of giving a wrong answer. So my first step was make the wrong answer the best answer, and make the wrong answer a part of the process of learning. Because if a student doesn't give the wrong answer, if a student doesn't try, then they will be getting nowhere. So I always encourage students, please give me the worst answer you have. Whatever you have, there are no stupid answers. I want to hear your thought process. And their question comes back to them, and it's basically a discussion, not a question and an answer. And of course, a silly joke always works with making students be a bit more engaging in class.
Thank you very much for that. So we have about 5 minutes left. I think I might want to see if anybody has any questions for Jamal or Saeed. Okay.
I have a suggestion.
Okay, great. That works too.
Sure. So I work for another large consulting company, and they're big partners with Microsoft, big competition with Accenture. We are all in harmony. It's no problem. But I think, and I've not been interviewed at this level for a long time, but as you said, you see job descriptions and you try to break it down, and every item you try to make questions and you test yourself. But do you do this? I do not know. Maybe ReDI School can think of some mock interviews, as preparation. So some mentors that are from the industry that are in fact hiring more or less at this level could, do some mock interview so they can prepare them, and also maybe they get some confidence, because if you rock climb, so you slip a few times, but you know that when you fall, there is something softer, you try again, right? So something like this. I don't know. Maybe you guys can think. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the suggestion. And thank you, Saeed and Jamal, for joining us today, sharing your journey, and being a part of ReDI's community. I'd like to say that we now will take a 10-minute break, but wait, come back. let's give a huge round of applause for Okay, thank you. Okay, so yeah, we'll take about a 10-minute break, and yeah, then you can come back to your seats. You can grab some snacks in the back, and we also have some drinks. Okay, thanks.
After getting so much inspiration, now we are going to introduce you our programs that we have in ReDI School NRW. And in each program, we offer a variety of courses, and for that, we have a student presentations. The students present their course with the content and their achievements. But let's have a closer look to the program itself, and we will start with the course with the program Kids and Youth Program in Duisburg. For that, please welcome Takuya on the stage.
Thank you. Yeah, Takuya again. Thank you so much. And I'd like to show again the slides. So first program, we'd like to introduce the Kids and Youth Program, and we travel to Duisburg. And have you ever heard about the area called Marxloh? Yeah? Okay, good. And it's very interesting area that actually more than 60% of the residents are foreigner in this area. And obviously, they have a lot of speaking language barriers. And what we offer is IT courses in school. And we have this amazing 5 schools, as you see, in Marxloh. And we offer a lot of IT activities such as programming practice, robotics, and also the learning the digital media. And we started 2 years ago. And it was only 67 pupils involved in 2 schools. And what you see now, we reached more than 500. And now we are operating this really fun activities in 5 schools with amazing 4 teachers. And I've been in their demo day, and we have a lot of very cute, sweet pupils, like kids and youth. And maybe they have some speaking difficulties to talk in German. But what I see is like one kid just using a 3D modeling software to make a virtual city of Duisburg. And he's just pitching this result in front of the mayor of Duisburg, and it was super amazing. And we have more activities such as making the app by themselves, or programming the robot and then try to control them, and using an app to learn the language, and use a tablet to make their own video clarification videos and so on. And it's a lot of fun, and please check on.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Olena, and I'm pleased to be here to present Digital Women Program. I'm a Digital Women Program Manager, and our program focuses on women with forced migration background. And we support them throughout their journey of integration into German society as well as labor market by providing them basic digital literacy skills as well as soft skills. Together with our engaged volunteer teachers, we offer our students training as well as hardware and software, and free childcare support as well as career support. We do it to be sure that motherhood is not an obstacle of participation and development. Here you can see that Digital Women Program in NRW is half years old. So in the past 6 months, we offered courses in 3 different languages, and we train up to 50 ladies throughout our summer school and our first semester. And now we are looking forward to train 100 more students in our next semester. And of course, we are looking forward to celebrate our bigger anniversary in the future with our huge community of remarkable women. And Indeed, our students are remarkable because as we started with a small number of students, I had a chance to get to know each and every one of them. And I can say that I truly admire those women. I admire them because they stay strong and motivated, and they stay happy despite all the challenges they went through. In October, I went to Ukraine, and one morning I was preparing my coffee, and I heard an airplane engine, and I was like, oh, cool, I can go back by plane. In a second, I hear a terrible explosion, and the house shakes. And I was like, oh, I hope I can still take train back to Germany. And this is just a tiny experience what our students go through. You can think about escaping bombs, rescuing your children from missiles, staying for hours or days in cold bomb shelters, and Lord knows what else our ladies as well as our other students from other countries go through. Therefore, I'm truly honored to be able to support our great students together with my colleagues here at ReDI School. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Olena. Now, we're going to invite our students to talk about the courses that they take and to talk about their course learning outcomes. But before that, let me introduce you our amazing jurors that we have on board to give feedback to the students. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jan Henrik, Tiayin, and Charmin on the stage. Okay, Jan Henrik Peters. He's a ReDI teacher in cloud computing course. He's also senior cloud solution architect engineering at Microsoft. Jan has been teaching since the beginning of ReDI School NRW in 2020. Jan, would you like to introduce yourself more and tell us more about your journey? How did you become such a great teacher in ReDI School?
Yeah, thank you first of all for being allowed to be here. It's a privilege teaching so many so talented young and not so young adults. So it's been an amazing journey over the last couple of years. And Takuya has made me aware that I actually started 5 semesters ago, which I didn't really realize because, as you know, time flies, especially if you have fun. And we did have fun during the classes. We reached a lot of students, both in the Python course that I started teaching, as well as the cloud computing courses over the last semesters. And it's been a pleasure and a joy to work with those students over the years. And of course, while my mission is, of course, to empower my customers and everybody else on the planet to achieve more, it's especially nice to empower students to reach more and to get their career going here in Germany and in IT in general.
Thank you so much. So the next juror is Tsai-Ying Han, the ReDI teacher in UX UI intermediate course, and she's senior UX designer at SAP. Welcome, Tsai-Ying. Would you like to introduce yourself more?
Thank you, Perry, of course. My name is Xiaoying Han, originally from China. Currently, I'm working at SAP as Senior User Experience Designer. I started teaching at ReDI School the intermediate UX UI course since this semester. I always believe that lifelong learning is especially crucial in our IT industry because we are responsible for transforming the ever-changing technology into a better life for a human being. While teaching at ReDI School, I feel I'm not only a teacher, but also a learner. Together with my fellow teachers, my students, I really learned a lot. I really appreciate that ReDI School not only founded a school, but also a wonderful learning community. Really happy to be part of this community, which everyone is longing and becoming a better self. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are also happy to have you here. And the next juror is Sharmeen. Sharmeen Khalek, she is the ReDI teacher in HTML and CSS. And she is application development specialist at Accenture. Welcome, Sharmeen. Would you like to introduce yourself more?
Thank you, Pari. And hello, everyone. So yeah, I'm Sharmeen. I'm working as a full stack developer in Accenture. What Pari told, that's a very fancy title Accenture gave me. I'm thankful for that. And yeah, as a part of full stack development, it's maybe most of you know, and those who don't know, it's like when you type an address on your browser, the page loads that part, how it looks like, what should be visible there. I work on there, and what data should come there, so the backend engineering, I also support there. So that's kind of full stack development. And middle of last semester, I joined ReDI as a teacher for HTML and CSS, and I'm also continuing this semester. And I feel very, very happy when my students actually becomes interactive, ask me questions. Those questions also motivates me to learn more, to give more, and actually ReDI give me the opportunity to feel that I'm also useful in some way with my skills, and really thankful for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now, we have all our jurors here. Now, let's start with the student presentations. And the first program we are going to know more with the courses is Digital Women Program. And let me invite our first presenter who prefers to pitch her learning outcomes in German from the course Computer im Alltag. Welcome, Walla, on the stage.
Hallo. Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, ich möchte mich zuerst Herr Ahmad und Olina bedanken für die Chance, Neues zu lernen. Ich stelle mich kurz vor. Mein Name ist Walla Al-Karan und ich komme aus Syrien. Ich bin seit 2016 in Deutschland und ich bin 23 Jahre alt. Ich bin seit 2017 verheiratet und habe 2 Kinder. Mein Traumjob ist Friseurin und Make-up-Arzt. Ich möchte kurz vorstellen, was wir in dem Computer im Alltag-Kurs gemacht haben. In dem ersten Unterricht haben wir gelernt, wie man Computer an- und aus machen kann. Ich habe auch gelernt, die Funktion für jeden Knopf auf der Tastatur. Dann, wie man Desktop und Ordner erstellen kann. Im 4. Unterricht haben wir gelernt, wie man auf Google sucht. Und als letztes haben wir das Schreiben und Senden von E-Mails gelernt. Ja. Ich möchte auch erzählen, warum ist dieser Kurs wichtig. Dieser Kurs ist wichtig, weil zurzeit alle mit Computer erledigt werden. Daher es ist wichtig, dass man sich Computer erkennt. Und am Ende, ich würde gerne die ReDI School bedanken, weil sie uns die Chance gegeben hat, was Neues zu lernen. Ich möchte Ihnen davor danken, dass Sie mich zugehört haben. Dankeschön.
Thank you so much, Walla. Jan, could you please give us some feedback or ask any question?
Ja, danke, Walla, für diesen Vortrag.
Dankeschön.
Sehr cool, dass du dich getraut hast. Und es war wirklich schön zu sehen, was ihr in dem Kurs alles gelernt habt. Deswegen vielen Dank dafür. Und eine Frage hätte ich tatsächlich. Du hast gesagt, dass du eine Karriere als Stylistin anstrebst. Kannst du dir vorstellen, was Computer dir dabei an Arbeit abnehmen können oder ob sie dir irgendwie Arbeit erleichtern können?
Ja. Also damit ich die Rechnung und Termine für meine Kunden organisieren kann am Computer. Also, ja.
Danke.
Bitte schön. Dankeschön.
Thank you so much. Now, the second course that we offer in Digital Women program is Computer for Work. And for that, I would like to invite Miracle on the stage. Please.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name, okay, thank you. Sorry. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Miracle Godwin Ateve. I'm from Delta State, Nigeria. I studied home economics for 3 years. And I also, furthermore, I went to Federal Polytechnic and studied town and regional planning before I came to Europe. So today, my hobby, I love singing and also cooking. I am a songwriter, and I'm also a singer, and I'm also a motivational speaker. And I have a short video here. This is my short, one of my music.
The love of God is greater. The love of God is mightier. I know your love of God is savior. There is no love like Jesus' love. There is no love like Savior Lord. Who came to this world, who sacrificed himself for the sake of our sin and for pain and agony.
Yeah, so, thank you. Thank you. So how I joined ReDI School. I went for an appointment in an office. So after the appointment, so I saw a flyer, and I took the flyer. I said, this is computer school. I was so interested. So I asked the person who booked appointment with me, how can I get, he said I should go online. So I said, okay, when I got home, I went online and I registered online, everything. So after some few days, my beautiful lady here, she wrote me. I was so excited that day. I said, oh my God, this is what I've been expecting. So when she wrote me and she booked appointments with me, and I went there, I did everything. I started the school. When I went to the school for the first time, I feel so amazing because everybody there, all the whole women there, they are so amazing. The teacher and the manager, I love all. Greetings to you all. And also, what we learned there, we learned how to sign signature to my email and how to use Google Slide and how to create presentation, how to use Google document, and also how to use Google Sheets, how to create budgets, and how to use Google Calendar to create events and to send invitation, and to use Google Drive. So my role model is my father, my dad. May he so rest in peace then. So what makes my dad to be my role model? He's a man of eviction. He will say, oh, don't think about your age. Think about what you want to be. Think about your vision. He studied when he was at the age of 50 years when he went to university. And he graduated and accomplished his mission. So every time when I remember his words, I feel so happy. And it encouraged me to study, to go more further. And he always wishes me something so great. And all the plans that he had for me, they are always coming to accomplish right now. Because when I was a kid, he would say, oh, come and look at this woman. You look like him. You look like she. And this is how you are going to be when maybe he's watching television, he's looking people dancing or singing. He said, this is how you are going to be. And all come to accomplish. So that makes my daddy to be my role model. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm so happy that we have you here in ReDI School. You made my night already. Thank you so much. Okay, Tain, do you have any feedback or any question?
Yes, miracle. First, I would like to say it's such a huge pleasure to know an amazing person in this occasion.
Thank you.
A wonderful singer with beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And for sure, a very influential speaker.
Thank you.
It's really amazing to know your life and your journey to today. And you've also shown with your slides, with the beautiful design as a designer, I must say it's well designed.
Thank you.
And it shows how much you learned during such short time.
Thank you.
I have a question to you and maybe also more of an ask.
Okay.
Would you like to share some inspiring and encouraging words to the women in front of the screen who would like to also improve their computer skills?
Yes, sure. I would like to improve my computer skills. Like as I told my manager that I would like to further more, like computer online marketing. So I would like to improve because I love to improve. As a mother, I would still like to use this opportunity to encourage other mothers out there. Don't think about your age. Don't think about the situation. Don't think about your children. You still have a future. You have a lot of future. You have to do something. You have to do something. You have to help yourself. Since when I joined ReDI School, I'm always happy because sometimes I used to hold my phone. I want to go to Facebook. I want to go to Instagram. I want to go to Twitter. But right now, when I hold my phone, I have to go to Google Drive. I have to do something. I'm doing something. I'm going to document, Google Sheet. I create a lot of things. I keep myself busy. It gives me joy because right now, my internet, I'm using it for something. I'm not using it for watching on Facebook or YouTube, you see. So please, encourage yourself in whatever you are doing. There is a joy when you are doing something and when you know what you are doing. There is a very big joy and happiness on it. So please, ladies like me, let's help ourselves. Let's encourage ourselves to do something better so that people can learn from us and we can inspire people. We can motivate people. When you are talking to someone, and you, for example, you are telling someone, please go, can't you wash your shoe? If your shoe is not neat, you can't tell someone to wash his own shoe. So before you tell someone to say, okay, you have to go to school, make sure you're already educated. So please, let's try as much as possible to bring out something out to the world. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, and we hope to hear from you more in the future. Thanks. Okay, our next course in Digital Women program is Computer for Work for Ukrainian. Please welcome Natalia on the stage.
Всім привіт. Я та моя дочка, яка буде виступати моїм перекладачем сьогодні, рада вітати вас і рада знаходитися тут.
Hello, my name is Natalia and I, doctor, and I will be translator today.
Вибачте, ми хвилюємося. Так, мене звати Наталія, я приїхала в березні з України в Німеччину зі своїми 3 дітьми. Дорога була тяжкою. Ми їхали з Києва до Львова, з Львова в Польщу, потім 2 міста, Дюссельдорф. В Дюссельдорф ми їхали цілеспрямовано, тому що старшому сину потрібно було лікування продовжити терміново. Тому ми домовились через українські фонди.
At the beginning of March 5, together with my 3 kinders, we came to Germany from Ukraine. This trip under the war was difficult. From Kyiv to Lviv, then Poland, 2 other cities in Germany, and finally we arrived to Düsseldorf. We came peacefully to Düsseldorf. My oldest son urgently needed to start chemotherapy in Ukraine. Unfortunately, he, like other similar children, did not have such a possibility.
Момент. Почалася війна, було всім дуже страшно. Ми не вірили, що знаходимося в самому епіцентрі цих подій. Всі були дуже налякані. Ми чекали, ми думали, зараз ми заснемо, проснемося, це все сон, це все не з нами. Але 5 березня ми взяли 3 рюкзаки, взяли інвалідний візочок свого сина, тому що після операції і лікування він був слабкий, і поїхали з візочком в дорозі дуже тяжко.
Although since the beginning of this interval, hellish war, we still have been hoping to get the needed tournament in Ukraine. We did not believe that this happened. We did not believe that we were in the epicenter of events. War, it's so scary. It seems you're going to wake up that us, this is just a dream. Everyone is scared. I was scared that I was exhausted from this fear. On March 5, we took 3 backpacks, my sons, well-shire, and went to Lviv. It was very difficult to travel Wayshire.
Окей. В дорозі нам дуже допомагав Український фонд таблеточки, фінансово, там, де ми змогли ночувати в різних містах. Ми добралися до Дюссельдорфу. Тут мої дівчата розпочали навчання в школі, мій син розпочав лікування. Я розпочала інтеграційні курси. Так, моїй молодшій дочці виповнилося в Німеччині 6 років, і вона вперше пішла в школу в Дюссельдорфі. Думаю, що інтеграцію вона пройде раніше, ніж деякі, мовну інтеграцію.
Так. We were scared to leave, but it was serious to stay. On the way, we were helped by the Ukrainian Children's Fund tabletочки. In English, this like pills. And also a worker on the foundation organized a sport team housing for us in Düsseldorf and made arrangements with the hospital. My son started his treatment here. My daughters went to school and I joined integration courses. The youngest daughter turned 6 in Germany and went to school for the first time here.
Кожної неділі я працюю з психологом. І вона мені порадила, запропонувала відвідати літні курси школи ReDI School. Я згодилась, тим паче, що курс був україномовний, і викладач був україномовний. Навчання – це завжди круто. Я знала, що деякі навички у мене є цієї програми, але програми вдосконалюються, обновлюються, і я вирішила обновити свої навички. Програма нашого курсу.
Every week I work in a psychologist. On this she advised me to make a summer course at ReDI school. And we happily agreed. Learning is always cool. Moreover, the course was taught by a Ukrainian speak teacher, which was a hug plus for me.
Так, тема курсу, Office, Outlook, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint та Times.
What we have learned is Microsoft Office, Microsoft Outlook, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Teams.
Пройшовши курс, спочатку я думала, що майже все тут я знаю, але коли я відвідувала курс та пройшла курс, я була дуже здивована, я багато чого нового знайшла тут для себе. Наш вчитель, пан Тарас, він сьогодні тут присутній. Великий вам уклін, 100% тепер впевнена, що багато чого залежить від викладача.
I already had some knowledge on certain topics. However, this get improved and updated over time. And I decided to update my skills as well. When I come to the course, I was pleasantly surprised because I learned a lot of new and useful things. And what a cool teacher we had, Mr. Taras. He's a teacher from God. He explains everything in an easy to understand and interesting way. I'm not sure that a lot depends on a good teacher. Hug thanks of Mr. Taras. You are cool. I'm sure that all students of your course agree with me.
Як і всі люди, я мрію. У мене є велика мрія. Я хочу закінчити лікування мого сина та построїти успішну кар'єру. Знайти роботу, не таку, що мене взяли добре, а таку, щоб мені подобалась вона. Вона була як моїм життям, моїм хобі, моєю радістю, щоб я завжди щось нове бачила в цій роботі. Не бачила, а пізнавала. Щоб я з цікавістю розповідала своїм дітям про неї, і щоб вона забезпечувала мене та моїх дітей. Дуже всім дякую. Вибачте, ми дуже хвилювались.
Okay.
Цей малюнок намалювала моя дочка.
Okay. Like a pupil, I have dreams. My beginner's dream is to find a job after my son's term is over. A job that will fulfill my soul. A job that would be a great part of my life. A job not out of necessity, but all of love. Interesting, versatile, and the own that will allow me to always learn something new. So that I will tell my children about it, which administration and pride. And of course, that his job would give me an opportunity to provide for my family. And by the way, I draft this picture alone. Thank you very much. Thank you, ReDI School. We are really happy today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, your presentation was so great. I was really impressed. I guess our audience too. Thanks a lot. It's so great to see how students make the progress and achieve their goals. And that was it for our Digital Women program. So before we go to the next section, let's have a short break, just 5 minutes break. So, and we will see you soon. Thank you.
Welcome back again. I bet you thought I was gone, right? But I'm back. So, our next program is with the Digital Career Program and a student presentation. But first, let me be a bit dramatic. I'm gonna be like really drama, just because it's him. I'm not really sure, but a lot of students here, you must know him because he's the first person that you meet at ReDI. Unfortunately. And I promised him to make a big drama out of this, and I always keep my promises. So, don't come yet. So, I want to introduce you, the great, the best, the number one, the one and only, Anas!
Okay, thank you so much, Vanessa, for the nice compliments. Okay, so good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like just to say a short introduction about myself. So my name is Anas. I am the Student Community Manager in ReDI School in NRW. So actually, I am responsible more for the recruitment and finding the right students to join our courses. And I would like to thank all of you for joining us today. And let me just give you a short overview about our semester, fall 2022. So actually, I just want to say or mention the changes that we had in this semester. So for example, in the last semester, we had 155 students. In this semester, we have 168, and our target was 160. Also, we increased the number of courses from 10 courses to 12 courses in 4 tracks. And the number of teachers increased from 85 teachers to 98 teachers. And I would like to thank Heli for this great job. I don't know where is Heli, but yeah. And the thing that we are really proud of it for this semester that we increased the percentage of women students from 36% to 50%. That means that we have almost 84 women joined us in this semester. Thank you. Okay. So that's an overview about our courses. So we have 4 tracks and 3 levels: beginner, intermediate, advanced. So the web development track and user-centered design, data analytics, cloud, and infrastructure. And we also have just 1 course in German, the digital literacy or computer im Alltag. So before I just hand over the microphone again to Vanessa, I just would like to announce that we will start our new semester on the 15th of March, and we will publish our application for the next semester next month. So thank you so much for our teachers, our students, our partners, the people that they watch us now live, and we would like to see you soon again. Thank you so much.
Why are you looking at me with that eye? Thank you so much, dude, even though it's not from the bottom of my heart. So, we have 11 students presenting tonight with stress, a lot of stress. Trust me, a lot of stress. But before that, I would like the number 1 to come, and that is Amuche. Please forgive me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. It's Amuche, and she is from US UI Basic Design. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. My name is Amuche Modesta Uchenwa, and I'm a student of HCI in Unizigen, and I have a background in computer science. I have experience in software testing, and this is what brought me here. So while working during my job, I had experience with projects. And I was working on a project for about 2 years, and the project wasn't moving forward. There was so much back and forth with the users. The reason was that the users' requirements were not properly captured, and this had made us had lots of setback during the project. So, and this also led to like loss of money, resources, time, and effort, and everything. So I was searching through the internet when I came across HCI, and coming here, I have developed interest in human user experience. And this led me to applying for ReDI program UX UI design. I joined ReDI in September, and so far it has been an amazing journey. So during the program, we were introduced to design thinking process. This is a process where human is the center of any problem solving. So it means that for every process we take as designers, as programmers, and tech developers, the human is the center of every project we're running. This is why this design thinking process is so good. So they took us through understanding what our users are, exploring our ideas, and materializing it. And then this process takes from empathizing, defining, ideating, prototyping, testing, and implementing. And one good thing about this approach to design is that the users are being taken along throughout the process. So in the empathize stage, the users are being like asked on what they want, how they want it, so we get to understand every bit of it. So it is not a linear approach, it is a non-linear approach to designing. So, and ReDI really have a good approach to making students understand what they're really doing. So they use the practical approach to this. They gave us some problems to solve, which is to create a good profile which speaks to recruiters. So we have to like make a CV profile for recruiters to use. And in this project, I use user research discovery interview. The reason I chose this is because I wanted to understand who my audience were. So I used the process to gather my data, understand what they say, what they think, what they feel, how they do their processes. And at the end of the day, I was able to understand their pain points, which was having to go through lots of applications that they have on a daily basis, the difficulty of finding the right match, and to a particular job description. So one of the interviews I had, the lady said that the painful part is having to go through the recruitment process and still end up having the wrong person at the job. So I used the data I gathered to like ideate on how I want the interface to look like. I also use it to understand my target audience, who are those going to be using the profile to carry out their daily tasks, and some functionalities that I wanted the users to see based on the data I gathered from my interview. I used paper prototype to sketch my first initial idea. And the reason I use this is because it's time-saving, and I could quickly get feedback from my participants. So from the feedback, this was what I was able to design. So I designed a profile page which speaks directly what this person does. And then there was the testimonials and red cards. So there was a situation where the user said, after going through the process of finding a match, and then they find out that this match does not really, it's not within their budget, which means they have lost time of all the time they took interviewing this user. So what I decided to do was to add a rate card to the profile. So before they can contact you, they already know the range of price, salary range that you're expecting to have. So if it's within their budget, they can be able to hire you. So, and there are lots of other functionalities I put there, but maybe if you can have access to the link, you would see my complete design. So far, it's been an amazing journey, and I really thank ReDI for the opportunity, the exposure, and everything. And I can practically say that if I go back to my country and happen to go back to the project I was building, I now know the reason why those projects failed over the years, because the users were not actually carried along. And this is my take home from this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Amuche. That was really a great presentation. Jens, questioning.
Yeah, and feedback, of course. So thank you as well, Amuche, for this very interesting presentation. I'm not a UI person myself, so that was very interesting to see, especially your process using the paper model. So thank you for that. It was really very interesting. And my question would be, how do you think your paper model could be helpful in other design process as well? Is this applicable to, for example, your hobby as a clothing designer? Is this something you do?
You're asking if it's something new?
Is this something that you think is useful for example, for other UI designers as well?
Yeah, so paper prototyping is for, I would even advise that anybody designing for anyone should be able to use paper prototype to first present their idea. The reason is that it takes a whole lot of time to actually design, come up with a design and make all the changes as well. So when you use paper prototype, what it does is that the advantage is that you have the opportunity to switch things. So sometimes you can also use color marks to visualize the ideas that you want to design. So in that aspect, you are saving time. When you get back to the user, you can be able to ask for feedback and get direct feedback and be able to make changes even while you are talking to them. So it's a time-saving one, and I advise that everybody should be able to go through that process first before designing. But a lot of designers just jump into designing first before getting feedback from users.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's still stay in US UI, but this time in intermediate, with our beautiful Michelle. Please welcome Michelle here on stage.
Yeah, thanks so much. I think not this one, right? Yeah. Perfect. So, hi everyone. My name is Michelle Ferreira. I'm really, really happy to be here. Just a short introduction about myself. In Brazil, I studied business administration. I didn't say that I'm half Brazilian, half Portuguese. So I worked for almost 7 years in banking industry. Then I changed to tech startups environment so that I could work with customer success, customer relationship, and also sales. So now I would like to start with the project presentation. Yeah, the project brief was newcomers in Germany who doesn't speak any German at all, and then they could not book an unmailed appointment, which is basically the registration of the address. So the problem is, the website is all written in German and the process is not really clear. So I had to create an app prototype to make this unmailed process easier and possible on the smartphone, and also generate a better experience for them. So now I'm going to start with the designing process. The UX design approach that I use is something similar to design thinking approach, which consists in 4 phases: discover, define, develop, and deliver. So starting with the discover part, I asked a target group to really understand the problems they were going through. I also did a face-to-face interview observation with the actual website, really understand the path they were doing. And so I created here my persona. Still in the discover part, I also created this user journey map where I could not only visualize all the feelings and the thinkings, and also I could see the opportunities we had and also generate some ideas from our prototype. Analyzing all the data, and of course here I start to turning ideas into concrete examples. So I design and define a easier path so the user could go in an easier way until the goal, which was do the amalgam process. And also I started to draw a visual representation, which are the wireframes. Here was a mood board that I created also to collect some inspiration for the design. So here I designed the screens based on the wireframes, all the information and inspiration that I had with the users that I talk with. And here is the first almost real prototype. So with the prototype ready, it's time to test it and making sure that this app is really usable. And the task of the usability test was to schedule an online appointment on December 21st at 10:15 a.m. And yeah, here are some of the findings. So after we did the test, so I had to change a few things. So here are the findings and the solutions that I gave to the app. So this is the final result, but I cannot say actually this is the final result because UX design is a process, it's always something to improve, something new to create. And I learned that we have to be really passionate about the problem and not about the solution. And here I also added a few next steps, but they are not only for this app, it's also for myself and my career. So I want to develop my skills, really keep learning, and who knows, maybe in the near future, share my knowledge as a teacher in Red School as well. And I want to thank all the Red School team and my teacher, she's here. Thank you so much for all the support I received. Thank you.
Thank you so much. No, you used to stay here with us. So I would like to ask your teacher, of course, to give you feedback.
Thank you, Michelle, for the great presentation.
Thank you.
And as your teacher, I'm very proud of your achievement, not only because your understanding of the design process, but also your ability to really conduct end-to-end design process from research, design, to testing, and to deliver. And not only because the high-resolution design you bring to the table with consistent visual design and fluid interaction. I'm mostly impressed by the iteration mindset, which is essential in user experience design and also the agile environment, that you would like to take effort to further improve the user experience by learning from the user, listen from the user, and reflect on them. And you have a next list that's the further improvement you would like to do with your project, which is even amazing. My question is, would you like to tell us a little bit more about, on your next step list, which step would you like to go first and why?
Thank you. Well, this is really a hard choice, but I must say that I would go to the user profiles because when I was talking with them, I could realize they were the biggest problem is they don't know how the process are going, so the status of the process. If they put all the documentation really right there, if they fill up all the formulas really right. So I would start with the user profile of for sure.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, we are moving next to HTML and CSS course with our beautiful Direa Akkad. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Daria, and welcome to the demo day. Today, I would like to share with you my slides, of course, also. Today, I would like to share with you a little bit of my story and my experience at ReDI School. Originally, I come from Turkey. Sorry, yeah. I'm really bad about this stuff. Originally, I come from Turkey, and since 2019, I've been living in Germany. Actually, I don't have any background of IT. I used to work as an exporter for over 10 years. When I moved to Germany, I had 2 toddlers, no job, no language, and no any acquaintances. After a while, I started to think about, in terms of business, what I want to do in the future. I didn't want to work in my own field. I wanted to do something new, something also suits my new life, my new conditions here in Germany. Then I started to search about web development, which captured my attention most. And I immediately took some online courses, and they were about HTML and CSS, of course, which are the basics of web development. And I saw that I liked it very much. Online courses are good and still needed, but after some time you get bored because there is nobody on the other side that you can talk with. So, yeah, then I found ReDI School. ReDI has its own environment and network as well. You don't take only IT classes at ReDI School. ReDI offers to its students also a wide variety of sessions about job interviews, about IT industry, or it brings us together with experienced people doing the same job. And ReDI also offers a mentorship program, which I find it very supportive. We have furthermore a talent pool program here in where we can share our CVs with IT companies. I am in web development course and learning CSS here. At the beginning of the course, we were charged to create our own portfolio web pages, which you can see mine here. It's really something great for me, creating my very first web page. I thought no one would see it, and now it's nice to share it with you. I know there are a lot of things to do more, but I've just started. And my next step will be having more experience and deep learning in web development. I would like to continue my studies by learning JavaScript. Hopefully, in the nearest future, I can find a working place in where I can learn further and practice more my new skills. In this regard, I'd like to thank to ReDI managing team, as well as to our teachers, to Charmin, who supported me in my journey. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much to talk to us. It's always great to have you. So, my dear, questions and feedback.
Yeah, definitely I have feedback for you. It's really nice, Daria, always to interact with you. I always find you very curious and interactive in my class, which was very motivating for me also, because in online process it's a bit hard to communicate with all the students, but when students get interested, ask questions, it's really help us. So you always did that, and I really appreciate that. And now I also know you a bit personally, your journey. That's very nice. And about your website, I would like to say that I found it very clear, very concise. I especially like that you followed the standard format. There should be a header, a body section, a footer. That's really shows me that you are on the right track. You also have a contact form which is on a separate page. That's also differentiate between your purposes of the building of each pages. So I would like to really encourage you that you are surely on the right track. And yeah,
Thank you.
Happy to see that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and as a question, my question for you is, I saw that you are in the different domain, importer-exporter business.
Yes.
So what motivated you to actually start for web designing?
Actually, web design is not something I am unfamiliar with. During my business life, I work with web designers from time to time, of course, closely. And yeah, I found it very enjoyable, actually. And when I freed my mind in Germany, I started to think about what I really want to do here. And I wanted to give it a try. And, you know, I really enjoy it. I saw that after my research, I saw that I'm enjoying a lot, and I would like to continue with it. Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you for that as well. Okay, our next presenter from JavaScript, actually. Piet, please. Let's welcome Piet on stage.
Hi, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I briefly gonna introduce myself. Okay. My name is Pete Piladon. I graduate bachelor and master in architect, and I have working experience as a graphic design, architecture design, and also photographer for many years. And then I think that okay, I wanna try something, wanna reskill and try something new. That's the reason. That's why recently I interest in generative art, UX, UI, and also web development. Okay. What about JavaScript? I think everyone knows that JavaScript is one of 3 important languages if you want to get into a web developer. And what I learned here is, as you see, is about like a data type variable. And because of there are many stuff that we have to learn, so the school pushed us to learn by ourselves. For example, about library, because there are so many libraries. And then what I picked one for my own project is a P5.js, which I will talk about it later. So coding is all about practice. That's why from the start, we start from, okay, how JavaScript connect with the HTML. So we try to do, let's say, input the information and also how to visualize it on the web page. And not only visualize on the web page, JavaScript can also organize and solve some problem by put the data inside and then we use JavaScript to solve. At the end, this is some of the project that I try to integrate what I learned from the school and also what I found from the JavaScript library. Because I also, as I mentioned, that I interest in generative art. So what I try to do at the beginning, so it's like I try to imitate typography. So every time you click, it will generate and the random size. So at the beginning, so I start from a simple form. So the next step, I'm gonna go further that, okay, I will deal with some another typography which has some more curvature, for example, and visualize it on the web page. And that's it all. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you so much. So Dongo, you stay with us, and we have a question, and yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Vanessa. And thank you, Pierre. That was very interesting, especially to follow your thought process when you went through your project. So very nice. And I think I got to see your passion for generative art. And I think my question is slightly related to that. So how would you envision JavaScript to help you with your art projects?
That's a good question. Actually, I was thinking about it, but at the beginning, because I kind of interested in how to deal with interactive art, not only interactive art, but what I want to do, like experiment the interactive on the website. And then I make a research, and then I found that, okay, JavaScript can do it. And then my goal is like, I want to create my own website, and I wish I can represent some idea so people can get into my website and can have some interaction. So that's why I try to dig into JavaScript.
Excellent,
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Funny enough, I am really interested about the nurse one coming. I have been with ReDI for the second semester, and I never heard of this course before. How come? Okay, so our next presenter is Hamza, and he's supposed to do React course. What do you do in React course? Nothing, right?
Hello, everyone. My name is Hamza Izzat. Yeah, I graduated from Cyprus in IT field. I'm working as a front-end developer and graphic designer. And now in ReDI School, I'm studying a React course, and also I'm a teaching assistant in the same course. And there's my LinkedIn account if you need to know more. Yeah, in React course, what's the React? React.js is a JavaScript library used to create reusable UI or user interface components developed by Meta or Facebook. And this is a view layer library, not a framework like Angular or Vue.js. And there's some companies using React because React is very stable and very useful for all of us in web field. And there's a table of content we already joined in ReDI School. It's very huge content and very useful. And this is too much to see all of them. Okay. First, we take a fast recap in JavaScript. We go through introduction to JavaScript and how to make program structure and functions and high order functions. And ECMAScript 6 is the last version of ECMAScript, something structured JavaScript in a new model. And there's some feature of React that's learning curve is very fast and smart to use, and the concept of it is very nice. The performance is high, and the size and debugging of this course. And beside the course itself, we take a career workshop, how to start career intake, how to publish your LinkedIn profile, how to make CV, and too much more was very helpful. And take a career support, mentorship, and company visit, like we did some companies during the semester, and career talk, talent pool, job fair. And this project I was created by React is fully function and front end and back end from everything, the product, and if you go to cart, will take you to the cart and purchase. Everything is work, and this is the link of website if you need to check it. And this another one is a dashboard. The dashboard for any back end for the manager of the website. Also, everything is created by React. And thank you. I need to thank Mustafa Gayar. He is my teacher, not here today, but is great addition to me in my career, and Mustafa Rifai and Ashwaraya. And I need to thank ReDI School and everyone in ReDI team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to ask Vishen for a question and a feedback.
Hi, Samsa. Thank you so much for your presentation and the introduction about the learning of React you learned in ReDI School. And you have a really good slide designing since you are already a great graphic designer. And you also combine this skill with the learning of React in your final project, which is also amazing. And I have a question to you, since I know that there are many students are wondering, I really want to get into IT, but I don't know which track I'm going to, am I going to be a designer or to be an engineer? As someone who already have good knowledge on both sides, do you have any suggestions to students like this?
Okay. I think the learning itself is not the big challenge in career. After learning how to implement these projects in your real life. And this is really the challenge, and it's not depends how many language do you use or do you know the graphic design or not, but it depends commit with what are you doing in field, how many websites did you made, how many projects, real projects did you face in your career. And I think if you keep in track every day, I think you'll reach the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your answer.
Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's amazing to see everyone here presenting and enjoying. So in that case, we have 5 more presenters, but before that, we have 3-minute break. So don't move, sit here, don't move. 3 minutes, serious, 3 minutes, don't move.
We will continue our discussion with our students from the Digital Career Program, and the next course that we are going to introduce is the course Introduction to Python. I will invite the next presenter. Let's see how this course worked for this presenter. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lisbon on the stage.
Hello, everyone. I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Lisbon Levi, and I am from Nigeria, a country in Africa. I am a master's student of evolution, ecology, and systematics. I like to also call myself a Google certified data analyst because a few months ago I completed a Coursera course on Google data analytics. And I am a wife and mom of one. So I'm just going to give you a little background story about how I came to be a student here. During my master's program, I was opportuned to use R to analyze scientific data, and I fell in love with the power of data. And that sparked my interest and made me decide to pursue a career in data analytics. I knew I had to learn Python, but I was afraid because I felt like Python was a very difficult programming language to learn. And as a matter of fact, anytime I think about Python, this is what comes to my mind. So I'm always thinking about how am I going to be good enough to type several lines of code and get it to work. And when I was signing up for ReDI's data analytics course, I saw that there was a prerequisite course, Introduction to Python. And I told myself, no more running, that I was going to sign up for the course. So I signed up for the course, and the very first day of the class, our teachers showed us how Python coding can actually be as simple as printing hello world. And that was the foundation for me. So throughout the course, we learned about Python data types, how to manipulate them, how to carry out operations on them, and how to cast data types. We also learned about if-else statements and the flowchart for for and while loops. Then with all of this, we were able to define our own functions. For example, this function here that takes into account an unlimited string argument and prints each argument with the first letter present and the rest obfuscated. We also learned about comprehensions and how to write more efficient codes. Going a little bit advanced, we learned about all the concepts of object-oriented programming. And for the rest of the course, we learned about error handling and errors. We learned about libraries, packages, modules, dependency management, and fast API. And for our project, we were tasked with analyzing the Stack Overflow survey data from 2019 to find interesting facts. Using Python, I was able to clean the data because some columns contained string values that were joined together with delimiters, and I had to expand this into several columns before I could work on them. Then I analyzed the data to find out the percentage of professional developers that also enjoy coding. And I found that 79.2% of these professional developers enjoy coding. Then I also analyzed the data to find the age distribution of German developers. And I found that the youngest German developer was actually 12 years old, and the median age was 29. Finally, I looked at the popular databases that these developers like to use, and I found that the 3 most popular databases were PostgreSQL, Microsoft SQL Server, and SQLite. So I just want to say thank you to ReDI for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you to our amazing teachers for taking our time to teach us. and to make us actually good. And now I can say I'm no more afraid of Python. And I've included my QR code, and I was hoping it would still be here, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm open to any job opportunity. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah, about the presentation, that was really great, and I totally agree with you based on my own experience with Introduction to Python. This course is this amazing that you described, a very perfect course content, and also amazing teachers. You have met at least one of them, Jamal, so far, and one of them I see there, Mohannad. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, that part was my background. Let's go to the jurors. Jan, would you like to also give your feedback or ask some questions?
I would do both, actually. Thank you. Thank you, Lisbon. It is nice to see that you conquered your fear of Python, because I was also a Python teacher. I love this language and the simplicity of it. So it was very nice to see that you overcame your fear and that you actually managed to do something with the jumbled data from Stack Overflow in the end. So very good. And my question would be, as a data analytics professional, what did you like about Python? So what did you think about it when you had to analyze this data set?
Okay, so I'm actually able to give this answer because I have experience with R and now with Python. And I can actually say Python is easier because it's almost like speaking. You don't have to think about a special way to put it. It's just easy. It's like English. You just have to draft it, start gradually, step by step. What do I have to do? How do I do it? And then it's just easy. So I was able to work with Python even better than R. And now I can say if I'm given a project, I would actually prefer to use Python.
Very nice. Thank you. That's what I like to hear.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to the next course. The next course we are going to introduce is Data Analytics. And I would like to invite the next presenter, who happened to be one of my best classmates. Please welcome Parviz on the stage.
Thank you, Perry. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today and those listening to us in streaming online. And thank you for coming here. Today I would be representing the data analytics class. Where is the thing? Yeah, here. Okay, that's back. This is forward. Cool. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself before we go ahead. I'm Parvez Habib, as already mentioned. I'm from Afghanistan, and I have done my studies in India, the UK, and also in Germany. My hobbies include listening to books. I know it's boring, but it keeps me busy, which is nice. And my candy store is actually the financial markets, because it's very unpredictable. So my hobbies is to predict and try to deal with uncertainties. So that's why I opted for the data analytics class. And in this class, I'm not going to tell, in this presentation, I'm not going to tell you about like what kind of projects we worked. I'll just talk about the data analytics in general. And I'll talk about this pyramid of data analytics, which is the most famous pyramid in data analytics. It's not, unfortunately, the pyramid of Giza, which would have been interesting. This might be a little bit boring for you guys. So we have this, in this pyramid of data analysis, we can see that we turn data into information, and then information into meaning, and then meaning into insights that can be used for the purpose of businesses or any other purpose that you want to use. So for the first step, we actually went through 5 phases, which was importing and merging data sets, and then rebuilding missing data, and standardization, and then normalization and deduplication of data, and then verification and enrichment, and also at the end exporting the data to the relevant tools where we could further visualize it. In the first step, we used several tools, not several tools actually, to be honest, just one tool, but that had like several other tools in it. which was the language Python they already spoke about, but we used two specific libraries for the purpose of data analytics, which was NumPy and Pandas. And these two libraries were actually really cool in terms of making the data work and cleaning it and doing further analysis. Then we went to the second phase, which was turning the data into meaning. And how we did that, we used a powerful tool which was called the Power BI. It's an amazing tool. You should use it. I recommend it. It's used to make very good dashboards where you can see the correlation between different variables and see how different variables are related, and you can find patterns within the data. We also used Python, and to be specific, we used two major libraries. One was Matplotlib, and the other one was Seaborns. And then came the final stage, which was turning the meaning into actionable insight. We also had a really good session on stories, so we used the data-driven conclusions, and we feed different kinds of stories, which is like the marketing stories, the public relations stories, executive stories, and departmental stories, and whatever story you can think of. You can just make out stories. But the underlying principles are the ones that are driven by the data. Well, that's it about the course, and this is like a snapshot of the course. At the end, I would like to thank ReDI School and the partners, the teachers and facilitators for their hard work and the time. And we also have our favorite teacher here who is sitting in the audience, Katerina. Thank you a lot for it. It was really good, actually, to have her in the course, and it was amazing. Thank you all, and that's it.
Thank you so much. Amazing. Thank you. Okay, let's go to the jurors. Charmin, do you have any feedback, any comments or question?
Sure, thank you, Pari, and thank you, Parviz. That was a very nice presentation, easy to follow and very clear and concise. I'm not from data analytics, but I already have a preliminary idea that how raw data are clean to well-organized data and to represent a story of certain part of industry. So that was really nice. And so my question for you, what industry is for you very interesting to invest your knowledge of data analytics? Like what kind of industry you?
I would really like to do predictions. That's why I said fintech is the industry I would like to focus on, but I would also like to see where I can also use predictions and deal with uncertainties. To work with certain things, it's quite, for me, it's a little bit boring because you already know what's going to happen. But when things are uncertain and you don't know what's going to happen and trying to predict that based on data, so that's why I would like to go towards that. And that's why fintech is the best industry for me to go into.
Interesting, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, after introduction to Python, data analytics, the next course is machine learning. Everybody, please welcome Afoke on the stage.
Hello. Machine learning. So my name is Afoke Vovo. I'm from Nigeria. I had 2 degrees in environmental science, HSC certifications and ISO certifications before going into the tech industries. I've had several courses with ReDI, like Introduction to Python, data analysis before machine learning. And today we are talking about machine learning. Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence which uses data and algorithms to simulate how human thinks. So in the late terms, is we teach the machine how to reason like humans to prepare a better results. We have the steps for machine learning, and we have types of machine learning. Types of machine learning, we have the supervised and unsupervised machine learning. For supervised machine learning, we have classification and regression. while on supervised machine learning, we have dimensionality reduction and clustering. With this, we have an example picture to present supervised and unsupervised machine learning. For supervised machine learning, we have classification and clustering. For classification, you see that with classification, we use classification to classify the images according to their shapes, because these are already labeled data. And for unclassified, unsupervised machine learning, we have clustering, because these are unlabeled data. If we go back to, we have in supervised machine learning, we talk about data without access to label. And from here, we talk about projects. From the project we did this project. In this project, we used linear regression to predict the glucose level of people to have diabetes based on their BMI. And for this, we use the string manipulation and Lambda functions in cleaning the data. And if we go back to the steps of machine learning, that's what we use in that project. We gather the data, prepare the data, choose the model, train the model, evaluate, and hyperparameter training and predictions. From there, we go to, we have the code in GitHub. If you look up my name in GitHub, you could get the code from there that we used in this project. Here, I would like to, after this course, I would like to venture into computer vision in machine learning. Computer vision, here we talk about how the picture talks about image identification. In image identification, we use the computer vision to visualize how the difference it helps in traffic controls to differentiate between the truck, cars, and other activities in the road. And this is like object detection for autonomous driving. And further from this, I would also like to go into defense, where you train the machine how to identify drones, planes, and other things in the skies, so we know what's supposed to be there and what's not supposed to be there. With this, I would say much appreciations to the teachers from the machine learning class and the founders of ReDI, partners of ReDI, Accenture, Mitsubishi, and Microsoft, and all other partners. I would say thank you, and any questions?
Thank you so much, Afoke. Let's see how our jurors think. Tsai-Ying, any feedback?
Yes, thanks. Afoka, I enjoy your presentation very much. And thank you very much for introducing us machine learning in a crystal clear way. And I learned something new from you. You introduced the difference between supervised and unsupervised learning in a very clear way. So I like it a lot. And also I admire your mindset of, you also told us about your career goal in computer vision. And I admire your mindset of the goal orientation thinking. And could you tell us a little bit about where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I hope to work more on computer vision for image detection. Like I spoke about the image, with image detection, I talked about defense, where we use the image detection to identify different things, like drones. This popped up in my mind when I was watching the news about Ukraine and seeing how they were talking about having missile defense systems. So I kept thinking about it. That's how I asked questions and learn more about it and know that I could use computer vision in this way as well.
Thank you for your answer.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Afoke. Okay, 3 more courses. Let's move on to the next course, Infrastructure Basics. Please welcome Sally on the stage.
Thank you. As a young child, I've always been inquisitive. I've always wanted to know the internal mechanisms of how everything worked. I remember one time, my dad put a call across to his sister who lived in London at that time. And I remember stopping to look at the back of his phone to see if there's any invincible connection, any cord that makes me like I was hearing the voice of my auntie, but I couldn't see her. She was not physically where my dad was. How do phones work? I asked my dad. But my hero dad, who is one of the smartest persons I knew, had no answers for me. I'm sure some of you need some answers as well. So, this is where infrastructural basics come into play. So what is infrastructural basics? Now, infrastructural basic explains the relationship, the connection between network devices. How are data stored? How are they sent? How are they, how do things work? To better explain my point, I'll give us two scenarios. How many of you have ever streamed movies over the internet? Can I see your hands? Or music, right? Have you ever pondered, what goes beyond, you're streaming it, how do things work? How do you send data? How do you see things? Have you ever thought about it? Oh, I remember. Now I'm sure you must have sent pictures or videos or messages, emails, to your friends, family, well-wishers, and it just goes, phew. Have you ever wondered, what happens when I press send? Well, let's hold that thought. Now, I know that the two scenarios are, I know that the two scenarios are quite similar because they both have to do with sending and receiving data. Now, the first one has to do with sending and receiving data via the internet, the web. While the second one has to do with sending and receiving data through intranet, local access network. Now, another scenario. Have you ever, maybe while working on your system or on a device, you're done with a project and you want to print out, right? So you click on the popular Ctrl-P and voila, it's printed. Now, have you stopped to think, how is this possible? Especially when the printer has no connection, physical connection to your system. Like you just print, maybe it's in your boss's office, the first, second, third, or fourth floor. Like, what really happens? What goes on beyond what we can see? Beyond the Ctrl-P. What goes on beyond that? Now, this leads me to, so the ability for clients to access servers through network devices is what infrastructure basics is about. Now, and this is possible through the OSI layer, which is 7 in number. But because of time, I'll not be able to explain everything because this is quite bulky. Taking infrastructure basics this semester has opened my mind to a number of things. I am so wise now. Now I know I can go back to my dad and Daddy, let me explain to you how things work. Now I no longer think that data is saved in cloud. I used to think cloud computing, it's literally cloud. But I don't know it's saved in servers, in data centers, and I know a lot. Now I can confidently discuss matters that has to do with infrastructure. I don't know what switches are, routers are, and a lot of other things. This is possible because I was able to take the infrastructure basics course this semester. Now, right now, at the end of this course, I would be taking my AZ900 exam because I want to be a Scrum Master. I know this is just a small step. There are hurdles, on my way, but yeah, I like my step. I like where I am right now, and I look to getting greater knowledge, having to discuss with tech guys now, understanding what you're saying, because I want to be their master, so to speak. So on behalf of my classmates and I I want to thank our teachers this semester. They've been wonderful. They've just been so amazing. I want to thank Essential for their love, their support, and how they've just helped us, grow through this semester. Thank you so much. My name is Leanne Sally, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Sally. That was very amazing. Okay, Zain, do you have any feedback, comments?
First, Sally, amazing presentation skill.
Thank you.
It was a super immersive experience, I believe, for all of us in the room. Not only learn about your personal life a little bit, also the learnings you take from the instructor basic course.
Yeah.
And I also want to give my respect to the infrastructure specialist. Without them, our daily life, our day-to-day work is not going to happen. And so, thank you very much. And my question for you would be, if tomorrow you are going to be the teacher in ReDI School of Infrastructure Basic Course, what's your top advice for your students?
I'll tell them how switches and routers work. I always see the router in my living room, but I don't know how things work. So I was amazed when they're talking about the TCL layer, how the switches work, how you have the source and destination. It was just mind-blowing. Now I don't know how things work. And I think I'll start with them because that's where everything works, the OSI layer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to the next presenter, who is from the course Cloud Computing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mahanti on the stage.
Good evening, everyone. I am Mahanti Kankamedala. I come from India. And I have 10 years of experience as software quality tester. And I'm aspiring to be a cloud developer. So when I came to Germany in 2019, as a part of my job search and pursuit to learn new skills, as Sally said, I was always curious what was happening behind the scenes. So I came across ReDI and I took up infrastructure basics to quench my curiosity. And I was like a child in the toy shop, like, oh my God, at last I know what is going behind. And then which intrigued me to take a cloud computing course as well, which I have recently completed. So coming to the course, I would say this is a very well-structured course, which is well-rounded, where, of course, the major part is the theory, which was the bulkiest part. But along with the theory and the cloud concepts, we were also given introduction to the project management, where Scrum methodologies, Git concepts, and CI/CD pipeline was explained. And we were given access to Azure portal where we could implement the theory that we have learned, and we executed a couple of projects. And of course, very interesting, Microsoft Data Center virtual tour that we had, and we were thoroughly prepared for AZ900 certification as well. Well, coming to the cloud concepts, we were given introduction into the cloud and Azure core services, which included like Azure architectural components like regions, availability zones, resources groups, subscriptions, and of course compute services, which are used to for hosting and running the web, the application workloads, like examples like VMs, container services, and Azure App Services. And network services as well, where they perform the network operations within the Azure, and as well between Azure and the on-premise infrastructure. Some of the examples are VNets, Azure-based DNS, and CDNs. And then the storage services where they provide the high availability, mass scalability, security, and security storage, which services include Azure blobs, files, tables, queues, and disks. And also, we were explained about topics of security, monitoring, authorization, authentication, and all. So these are some of the components that we touched upon while working on different projects. Yes, as part of this Agile Scrum methodology, we were explained in a very detailed way what are the different teams, how teams work as part of a project, like different teams, artifacts, events, what are their purpose, and what is the intention behind them, and the time boxes involved. And yes, we were given a demonstration of how a CI/CD pipeline is created using Azure DevOps, while configuring it into the GitHub, where like any commit that is done in the GitHub, automatically the application is built and deployed into Azure, and the updates are available. So it was very interesting and knowledgeable sessions. And as part of the project, as I said, we have deployed some Azure components, resources, and also deployed a static web app. Yeah, key takeaways from this course is, like in my job previously, whenever there is any task related to infrastructure or cloud, I was like always hiding behind, and then like everything was Greek and Latin to me. But with the knowledge that I gained in the cloud computing, I was able to actually contribute to one of the tasks which involved alerts from different monitoring systems. Of course, cloud agnostics from Azure Service Health, CloudWatch, Grafana, and then, yeah, I was able to integrate all that. And my next steps would to complete AZ 900 and further pursue associate level Azure certifications, and also contribute back to ReDI in my own capacity. On behalf of my class, I would like to thank ReDI, Accenture, Microsoft, and gratitude to all my teachers, especially to Frank and Jan for being very patient and answering all our questions and hand-holding us during the course. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A very great presentation. Now let's ask your teacher, what is your opinion?
Yes, of course, I will do that. Well, thank you, Pari, and thank you, Mahanti, for this great presentation. As Pari already mentioned, really good stuff, and I really liked that you have very good presentation skills. So you included the audience, which I think not every speaker naturally does. So some people tend to stare towards their slides a lot more, and I really appreciated that. And I also appreciated that you included your key takeaways, that you were able to apply your learnings to your job. Is really cool. And I guess my question would be, since I'm very sure that you will have no problems with the certification, what's next? What are your next goals with regards to cloud computing?
Well, as I said, after completing AZ 900 certification, I would like to further pursue associate level Azure or be cloud agnostic, and then work myself up to become a cloud solution architect. As per our previous discussion.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, great. Now, the last but not the least, you know that, is the course Internet of Things. And for that, I would like to invite our last presenter. Please welcome Onyenye on the stage.
Good evening, everybody. I think being a last person is an honor. My name is Onyinye Chima Obiefune. I am from Nigeria. I'm presently doing my master's in RVTH Aachen, where I study applied geosciences. I have been with ReDI since 2020, and I've had a couple of courses with ReDI. My interest is in cloud computing and with specialty in IoT. I have already acquired some certifications from Microsoft, like AZ900 and AZ220, and I hope to acquire more. As you can see, when you look at me, something should come to your mind, that my hobby is playing football and music and computer games. This semester, I was opportune to be a student in IoT, which is Internet of Things. During this course, we were opportune to learn all these listed here, but because of time, I'm not going to go into them one after the other. I want to briefly talk on PLC. But before I talk about PLC, I would like to briefly explain what Internet of Things is all about. Internet of Things is a network of responsive devices and everyday objects that are connected through the internet. They are embedded with sensors that enable them to connect and exchange data without human intervention. Then, somebody would want to ask, why did you choose this topic? One of my colleagues, when she was presenting, she said what I have in my mind. Sally, I have been a curious person. I have always wanted to know why this thing happens. Why does this car move? You know? So during this course, that was when I was able to know that PLC is an important device when it comes to car production and phone production and other things. PLC is the heart of automation, and it controls a machine and could get a sensor data. I was privileged to be taught by Mitsubishi Electric. During this course, I was in the company and I saw all these products produced by Mitsubishi Electric. I'm not going to go into them one after the other, but just for you to know that some of these things are produced, all of them are produced by Mitsubishi Electric. I was also given the opportunity to operate the robots. Then, this PLC, how does it work? For some of our students that know what Python students and JavaScript, that know what is loop, PLC works is just like a loop. When a function is executed and it puts output and it gets executed again. Here you have the other side, input, and the other side, output. And it has a program running inside it. And when there is an input, the program gets executed on these inputs and writes it in the internal memory. And when the program is finished, it writes it out from the internal memory to the real output. That is when you see something is switched on or something is switched off, when power comes on and when power goes off. And it repeats itself. That is when I said it's like a loop. It works on the command, it continues. Now, we have compact and modular PLCs. Initially, it was not possible for you to extend these PLCs while working. But the good news is that you can do that right now. Before, you can either you select to use the smaller one or the bigger ones, but because there's opportunity for you to extend it, you can extend it. Sometimes compact PLC looks like PC, that is personal computer, but there are differences. Like in personal computer, you can browse, you can send emails. But PLC, you can't do that because It works with a real-time operating system, and it's reliable and a kind of being protected against damages like radiation. In compact PLC, you can have a maximum, you can extend it with a maximum of 256 IOS, while in modular, you can extend it up to 8,192 IOS. What are my plans? By the special grace of God, I'll be finishing my course, my master's studies in a few months' time. It would be a great privilege if I have an opportunity to work with these companies that I admire a lot, like Mitsubishi Electric and Microsoft and other companies. If I should be able to have an entry position or internship position, it will be a dream come true. And because when I say I want to become a renowned IoT, you know that it will still take me a few time after graduation to have this opportunity or to have this dream come true. But I would like a situation where, in a company where I work and I improve myself. And I also would like to give back to ReDI, because ReDI, since 2020, they have invested a lot in me. They have taken me along as if I'm one of their families. I would like to give back to them. I would like to use this opportunity to appreciate all the staff from ReDI, partners and volunteers, my wonderful teachers from Mitsubishi Electric, even though I didn't see any of them there. But if they are watching, I am greeting them and my fellow students. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Onyinye. So great. Okay, let's see our jurors' opinion. Charmin, do you have any feedback or comment?
Thank you, Pari, and thank you, Onyinye. That's a very nice presentation, excellent. Like, I found that you are really very focused and motivated with your goal. I'm sure your dream is going to come true soon. I also learned that how PLC is heart of automation and how it gave me some interest to explore more. I think many of in the audience, many people also have the same opinion about that. It's really interesting to find you. And I have a separate question actually from your IoT background. I also saw that you were invited to play football for your country. So what an honor. Can you share some experience about that? Like, what happened? Why didn't you pursue that career? And yeah.
Wow. It's an interesting question. Sometimes when I walk, I try to hide my movement for people not to know that I am a sports lady. I was born a footballer. I started playing football when I was much younger, and in 2010 and in 2010, I was invited to play for my national team. Towards maybe a few weeks for the competition to start, I got injured. I was replaced. I was so frustrated. In the next year, I was invited again. The same thing happened. I got frustrated. You can imagine how devastated I was. You would have all seen me or known me from the screen and not from here. So I decided to, since I didn't make it in football, that the whole world will hear about me through IT. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can. Thank you so much. Look how amazing our students are. We have a very great singer, professional football player. God bless ReDI. So okay, wonderful. Well done. We have introduced you for 14 courses that we had. That was our demo day, fall 2022. I hope you enjoyed it. The presentations were amazing, and thanks to our jurors for empowering them. Jan, Charmin, and Tsai-Ying. Please give a big hand. Thank you. Thank you. And again, it is very enjoyable to see how students achieve their goals. I mean, we have heard about inspirations, about childhood dreams, putting effort, not giving up, and seeing positive results or maybe fulfilling their dreams. That was so amazing. Speaking of students, we have our amazing teachers here tonight. I would like to ask you to give a big hand for them. They are very lovely and dedicated. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was it. I'll hand over to Takuya to wrap up the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you everybody, and thank you again for 3 jurors. And this is it. Wow, we had 14 students presenting. It was quite long, and sorry that we extended like 20 minutes. I'm sure it's better than the Deutsche Bahn. All right, yeah. I'd like to just show the last slide, just a big picture of everybody. Yeah. And we do a lot of online courses, but we we really think this like a human-to-human connection is really important. And that's why thank you so much, everybody joining today. And yeah, thank you. Before we have special items for those who actually staying on site, I'd like to just say great thank you to people watching live stream, and stay healthy, and see you next time. Thank you.